talk to you today about something called Ignite Membership Program. Some of you may have heard about it. Freddie heard about it because it was mentioned in PETS. Several of others have heard about it, but we're here to get you to hear about it, because what Ignite means is lighting a fire, igniting the enthusiasm for Rotary membership issues under every Rotarian. So it's not just the president's job, it's not just the membership's chair's job. It's igniting everyone in the common bond of sharing what we do in Rotary and bringing great people into the Rotary family. More people on the projects, more fun. Now, let me start with what you already know. We've had for many years, I know you've had it in your district, I've heard, I know we had it up in 5260 before we joined you. find that particular information on which shelf, and you can find it. That's how to use it as a resource. Approach number 2 in the list of suggestions is called business and professional outreach. So this is fun. I always read this one. There is no doubt that every Rotarian has associations and networking groups with quality men and women in their business, profession, or community. This strategy asks every club Rotarian to invite a leader in your own circle to become a Rotarian. In order to implement this, I have to ask a preliminary question. Please raise your hand if you know somebody. Okay, that's good. Another option is using the people. You may remember those old V8 vegetable juice commercials. This prompts you to have those V8 moments where you say, wow, why didn't I think to invite this person to the club? This gets you thinking about it. Within your own circle. It doesn't even make you reach that far. Don't worry. You probably won't have to pull something. Approach number 3 is called recharter. That doesn't actually apply to you, and it doesn't literally mean recharter. In order to create a brand new Rotary Club, you must have 25 members of your Rotary Club. Then you apply to Rotary International through your district for a charter as the newest Rotary Club in the world. That's what it means that our E-Club is provisional. We're just getting underway, and we're building to that 25 when we charter and become a real club. You don't have to recharter, as it turns out, because you have around 30 members of your Rotary Club the last time I saw the list. For your context, because we have a lot of clubs in our district that are smaller than that, we want to encourage them just as a reminder. One, every Rotarian who's new to a club needs three things. It's really simple. They need a friend in Rotary. They need someone who will mentor them and tell them what Rotary does, what Rotary can do. So when you have a new member, be sure that person has a friend. Every Rotarian who joins a club has a sponsor. Make their friend someone else. Now, there are two people they know. Next, every new Rotarian needs to have an assignment, an activity, something to activate them immediately and make them feel part of the team. The Dodgers trade for a new player. They kind of want to get them on the field to play and do what they can do as fast as they possibly can. The next thing they need is to be nourished in the concepts of Rotary. So come up with a new member orientation program that is a little bit more involved than just letting them hear what's going on while they're at your meeting. Tell them what Rotary can do. A lot of people talk in shorthand. You will come to a Rotary Club meeting and you will have a new member in the room and someone will say, well, the GSE team is going somewhere here at this point, and Ambassadorial Scholar is doing this, and then we've got this thing called RILA. They think that the shuttle Endeavor made a wrong turn and ended up on a different planet with a different language. So nourish them in what these concepts are so they feel part of things and they know what it is they're doing. Because you're not putting members on a list. You're not building a roster. You're building a team of people. You want them to know what the rules are, what they can do, what the possibilities are, what they can do creatively within that context. And most importantly, get them to be as active a member of the club as your most active members. Because if your task can be accomplished by 20 active people, how much more can you do if you have 30 people on the exact same process? It's a lot of fun, and it really works. One last analogy while we've been talking about the Dodgers a little while ago. Matt Kemp has missed a lot of games this year with the original injury and other sorts of stuff, and I'm not going to be bitter about it because I don't think we're making the playoffs now. But the Kings won the Stanley Cup, so I'm really fine. When Matt Kemp first got injured and had a